Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, I'm going to share with you a Bachelor Clayton Echard update. This from his accuser, one-time brief lover, Laura Owens, podcaster and TEDx talk extraordinaire. She's familiar with talking, not just on TEDx videos, but also in 911 calls. Give me $1 for every 911 call she's made, and you could buy yourself a nice thick burrito. So she called 911 again. We are going to share that she wanted the call to be private and kind of explain her MO, why that is. Now, we are waiting for bigger information. It might drop today. It might be a couple weeks from now. I'm not really sure with regards to the status of this trial. Clayton essentially won his trial, his evidentiary hearing against Laura Owens, podcaster, although I don't think she's released a podcast since literally, Reagan was president. But either way, that's what she wants to call herself. If podcaster's her pronoun, by all means, have at it, whatever that means. So anyway, she calls 911 again on 14th of February, Valentine's Day, or in her case, Galentine's Day, where she, I guess, was calling because of harassment she was receiving by members of the Reddit community. We're going to play that unearthed audio for you, but also just the general update with the evidentiary hearing. Laura Owens' side has tried to get a new judge. We know that. And we're just waiting to see if the boss woman who's in charge, I think her name is Rhonda, the head judge on top of Judge Mata, will decide if there was any any alarming reason as to why they should retry the trial. So again, Laura's side has always said, wait till we go to trial, we'll show you. And then they go to trial, they lose, and all they can say is, it wasn't done right. So anyhow, that's kind of what we're going to expect from now till the end of eternity. Let's go to the 911 call, and a huge shout out to Schnitzel Ninja for getting these calls. 911 calls are public information. You have to request them, and not every 911 call is going to make its way out there, but when there's an interesting one, or body cam footage due to a DUI test or wrongful arrest or whatever the case, this all has to be public knowledge just in case there's any wrongdoings. This is the safest way to ensure everyone's doing their job. As we showed with the body cam footage from the police, they broke multiple protocol. But either way, let's play the 911 call first from Scottsdale Police on February 14th, 2024. Actually, you know what? Right before I play this is what Clayton had to say on Valentine's Day. This may have been what triggered her 911 call. As you can see, there I am wearing my Valentine's Day best. This was in my new studio before I had built this illustrious colors with the felt panels, which, by the way, if you want to buy some of these felt panels, they do have a discount on the website. There's a link in my bio if you want to be a part of that. But yeah, I was building my empire. Laura was still trying to tear down Clayton. Here's what Clayton had to say for all of us. We're going to play it right now. Let's jump right into this. It's very short, to the point. Absolutely love it. Have a listen. Valentine's Day message.
Happy Valentine's Day to you all. In a parallel universe out there somewhere, someone's giving birth to twins today, but not in this one.
Listen, I got to tell you what. Spite and humor is a great way to combat the loony bin sort of stuff going on right now. Just, Clayton's done a good job of using humor to make light of an otherwise terrible, terrible situation. Let's go to the 911 call Laura made on Valentine's Day.
Scottsdale Police, Michelle.
Hi, I was wondering if I can make a report about somebody who's harassing me.
Do you live in Scottsdale?
I do, yes.
What is your address?
And is it possible to not have this be public record, because I'm getting really badly bullied on Reddit, and they're accessing any 911 call I've ever made and posting it?
No, it's all public record.
She did the same thing to the judge with the Greg Gillespie matter, where she asked the judge, she emailed the judge saying that they were part of some R-word conspiracy. And I would rather tell you now because it's a pending FBI investigation. I don't want anyone else to know. She got away with this for a while until, of course, she claims that, she gave a load of truth to Clayton knocking her up after several oral examinations of the throat variety, right? So you got away with this before we all had the ability to look into it. Now she's claiming everyone's bullying her. If bullying is looking for the truth, then yeah, that's exactly what's happening. But of course, she takes it as she's some victim of this grand scheme by exes that, you can't even compete with that.
Okay.
And
He's
how
a
they
joke.
harassing you online?
He's a joke, honey. Okay.
Yes, but I do have one who threatened me to come and shoot me and my mother on Saturday, and
Now, this threat she's mentioning right now is actually a threat that I think was from a Facebook account. It was from a troll account. I don't know if this is the same account that threatened her when we dropped the harassment charge. I'm not sure if that's the same account, but she never did any work whatsoever to find the whereabouts of who that account was. My guess is because she made it up. My belief, and look, I have to have this belief based on all the other times she's fabricated information. It is my belief that she, Jussie Smolletted herself, as it were. And if you don't know him, he was, again, the guy who most likely faked a hate crime, left a noose on his neck, and, all because he wanted attention. That was the idea behind that. It feels that way here, which is that she wanted the public to know how severe it was all getting. How can I get them all to stop? Well, this is just my opinion. It's just my opinion. She might not like it, that she made the whole thing up. And if she didn't make it up, she's put in zero effort in trying to find the identity of these threats.
they just posted something else now.
Okay.
I guess this was before her 5 p.m. nap.
Okay. And what's your last name?
Owens, Owens.
And first name?
Laura.
And a phone number for you.
Bruce says it's the same. Does anyone else have any theories in the Patreon? We're live in the Patreon right now, patreon.com/Dave Neal. Do any of you guys have any theories as to who, like if you had to put money on it, who left the death threats? Do you think it was her, or do you think she's just taking advantage of, as some people do, a troll online and really weaponizing that?
Okay. I'm going to have somebody give you a call, and they'll take the report from you. But if anybody does show up at your house, call us immediately on 911.
Oh, she will.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Goodbye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, bye. See you later. Shannon says, I just put on a low-cut shirt and wear my hair down when I want attention. Bloweth should try that instead of this methiness. Yeah, she's that's like how George formed methiness. Either way, so again, meanwhile, her mom is saying we're the ones abusing the system.
To call in the Scottsdale Police Department and ask for a welfare check on her. This is like the third one in a week.
Okay.
Oh, wow. And I had contacted she called in and talked to the Scottsdale Police Department as well and said, we don't want your resources. This is ridiculous. It's a prank thing. But I'm happy to go get her. She was taking a nap. This has been devastating beyond.
And then Scottsdale doesn't hit protocol. They tell her, no, it's okay. We don't need to see her, even though they're there because of a wellness check.
Is she asleep now?
She's taking a nap, but I can wake her up.
Again, she's taking a nap at 5 p.m. because she was so busy with work and all of that it can get really exhausting out there. By the way, we have an audience full of so many amazing men and women, single moms, people that have overcome adversity, so many people that are overcoming serious illness. To think how exhausting it must be to live a life of lies. Oh, it just really knocks you out. So the comment section says, look, they think she created the fake account. Bruce says she created Tag and Chase Jones. Why not Stella Chen? I agree with you. And, it's one of those things we kind of, how crazy is it that the fact there was a quasi death threat on her isn't even one in the top 50 of things that happened. You know what I mean? Of course, the first death threat she received, and I say that so lightly because it's just someone telling her to go kill herself, was hours after I signed the contingency that we wouldn't ask anyone to commit harm on her. I hate to even say it because it sounds like we ever did that in the first place. Luckily, like the 911 calls, all of my content is public knowledge, and the smart audience says, Dave, you played it by the book. Now, look, there might be some people that don't like me. Oh, you're braggadocious. That shirt's too cool. I understand. It's a nice, I got a compliment on my new Old Navy shirt. So you know what I did? I went back to Old Navy and I bought 3 more. Because don't you hate it when you have your favorite shirt and then a stain happens? So I've got now a full supply chain of shirts. So don't come at me, PETA. I don't want you throwing any, spray paint bombs at me for eating a hot dog. I got backup shirts here. So this all goes down. And again, will we ever know who Stella Chen is? We would probably need an insider at Facebook to really find out where this all came from. But yeah, the fact she's all but found guilty of creating Chase J. Jones, at least in the public eyes, she's been mum about that. She hasn't said a thing about that. She kind of realized, I can no longer compete with reality. Let me try and compete with other, things that are unprovable, and that's kind of where her lawyer is. Her lawyer has a bar complaint against him for leaking information. It was said in the courtroom, you can't leak any medical information. That's what it was said. The ruling was made probably so that Clayton's side wouldn't leak it, but that when old Jingy over here, David Jingy, he ends up leaking information, and that's why there's a bar complaint from Clayton's side. But he says, so I'm the bad guy because something I filed contained an attached email from Woodnick which showed the name of an old ex-boyfriend. If that person's privacy was important, why did Woodnick object to Laura's request to keep anything confidential? So what he's doing is publicly misleading people because I do believe he understands the difference. The judge had ruled that the judge ruled that everything can be public except for medical information and I guess information that's not already out there. So in the case of medical information, it's not that it would be private, it's that they would just redact anything, or the judge would say, all right, let's get rid of this if there was any worry about something that came out that was not something they wanted. Because one of Laura's big concerns was, I don't want all my medical information out there. So the judge said, well, we'll only make sure the pertinent things come out there. But in doing so, Gingras released medical reports. And again, whether it's sort of has anything to do with the outcome? No, I don't think it does. But if he did something he wasn't allowed to do, we'll have to see what the Arizona bar says about that. My guess is none of these complaints are going to stick to him because he's just a slimy guy, and slimy guys wiggle their way out of situations. That's my guess. Now, I've got a very interesting video for you. You're going to be so upset when I tell you I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is a video that I'm giving to the Patreon, but here is a 1-minute clip. This was our live Q&A from back in March. It was a wild night there in Scottsdale where we brought Clayton on stage and we had people ask him questions. What you're about to see, I'm going to play you this little clip here, is Clayton being asked a question about his mother, and then you'll see in the foreground someone waving, and then that's Clayton's mom. So then I run over to Clayton's mom to get the answer. I'm going to play this clip for you right now. Again, you can find the full 22-minute video along with my 30-minute stand-up set from that night on Patreon at patreon.com/Dave Neal.
You like tall guys? You like the sparkly denim shirts? That's it.
Yeah, that's why I wore an episode 1.
She's a good dancer. Right? Any other questions?
You are? Okay, all right.
Here we go. I got a question right here.
Okay, so I kind of have a two-part. I feel like, I won't say her name, Jane Doeth, Dodo Bird, tried to leverage your parents as like a wedge. Did they know the whole time that she was like messed in the head?
My parents?
Yes. Like, did they have your back the entire time?
Good question. Look at the mom.
And
She's waving her hand.
what was that conversation like? Hey, Ma. Oh, we got
Is
Mom's.
she waving
Okay.
her hand? All right, give her.
We're going to Mom.
So now Clayton gets nervous because the mom's going to talk.
We're going to Mom.
Just give her a mic.
Where did she go?
She's over there.
All right. Everyone give it up for Mom Clayton right here.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Just a second. Mom, how many drinks have you had? Because if she's had over 3, don't give her the mic. Don't give her the mic. I will not be able to come back from this.
It's liquid courage.
That's an example. It's like therapy. Okay, so we have 3 boys, and so I was thrilled at first because I was like, I'm going to be a grandma. I was thrilled until we found out the real story. And then
All right, so there it is. That's your teaser, folks. You can go listen to that whole Q&A. It's finally online on patreon.com/Dave Neal. When we have an update regarding the judge, regarding all the other nonsense, I'll be here to share it with you. I've been continuing to share on the Patreon all of the updates with the documentary. We are in the process now of signing paperwork. It doesn't mean the thing is ready to get made, but there is massive interest and it's being pitched to different networks. Wild times, folks. Wild times, but hey, that's the best way to protect ourselves from the loons, from the old loony bin, the Looney Tunes out there. The best way to protect ourselves is air the truth out in as many homes as possible, and that's what we're going to try to do. Okay, I'll be back this afternoon. If you want to check out the podcast, The Rush Hour with Dave Neal, I love all of your entertainment and podcast news there. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.